For inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock, and tonight we are hearing from the mom of a hit-and-run victim after police arrested a suspect. Family members tell us that 28-year-old Jalen Brown was riding his bike last month, doing what he loved, when a van hit him, drove off, and left him on the street. Tonight he's in the hospital in a coma, fighting for his life. Our Alex Almanza just talked with the family, and Alex, they say the arrest still isn't enough.
Well, family members tell me there was a sense of relief when they learned 53-year-old Stephen Frazier was charged with multiple crimes, though that feeling quickly waned, knowing Jalen will most likely never be the same.
Stephen Frazier faces multiple charges, including leaving the scene of an accident, causing catastrophic injury, obstruction of justice, and criminal mischief. It was dashcam photos from Frazier's own work-issued van that police say helped them track him down and make the arrest. And look at this. IMPD released this photo showing a damaged front end. Investigators say Frazier didn't stop to help Jalen. Instead, he pulled off on a side street to fix a headlight that was hanging down. The dashcam caught it all on June 27th.
But the minute you decide to drive away, that is not an accident. And then you've destroyed two families.
Now, instead of riding his bike like he loved to do, Jalen is in the hospital with a swollen brain and broken bones. His family says he's been in a coma for days.
We've been told over and over and over it's going to take time. So it's just waiting.
But the Brown family says they know what miracles look like. Jalen's sister Trina recently beat cancer and is now in remission. She says she's ready to pay it forward.
When he wakes up, I'm going to let him know that, I'm here for anything he needs, that I know this is going to be hard, and I know there's going to be days where he just doesn't feel like he can get through it, but he can.
And with faith by their side, the family says they'll be there for Jalen when he wakes up. As for Frazier, Trina says his biggest punishment is still to come.
Judgment Day is coming, and if you call yourself a person of faith, then you already know hell is hot. Where you think you're going if you're just driving away and leaving some person to die.
Frazier now has a $60,000 bond, and he's going to appear in court tomorrow morning. In the newsroom, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
We had a few showers and storms today. Radar pretty quiet as those cells continue to weaken. We had some heavier rain within the last hour across the northern sections of Wayne County, but that continues to fall apart as it pushes down to the south and east. Weather pattern pretty quiet over the next 24 hours, although warm. Overnight temperatures expected between 65 and 70. Nothing really to slow you down out the door tomorrow morning. Just be prepared for another hot, humid day. High temperatures on Thursday, 85 to 90 degrees. Storm chances are back for Friday and the weekend. I'll have that look ahead in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then, Angela. Thanks. A 30-year-old murder case in Hamilton County is now headed to trial, but the man charged says he only helped get rid of the body. Thomas Anderson Jr. tonight is facing a count of murder in the 1992 death of 24-year-old Tony Bledsoe. Now, according to the court documents, Anderson told police Bledsoe was shot and stabbed at a Noblesville duplex by Andy Emmert. He said the violence stemmed from a dispute over stolen car parts. Anderson says he helped Emmert dismember and dispose of Bledsoe's body. His trial is now set for January 12th. Now, Emmert does not face any charges and has not been named a suspect. The chief deputy prosecutor, though, would not say if Emmert is still under investigation for that murder. Tonight, an IMPD community event takes on deeper meaning after a violent weekend in our city that included that deadly mass shooting here in downtown Indianapolis. 2 teens were killed, 5 other young people injured. Police say too often that's when you see them, when something bad happens and they've got out lights, sirens, and handcuffs. That's why police officers say these kinds of gatherings like we see here today are critical, giving Hoosiers in our city the chance to interact with officers in a more positive light. But that did not mean that weekend violence was not top of mind. IMPD Chief Chris Bailey told us it will take everyone to create change.
We've had a bad couple weeks, and I hate it. And any life loss, any person shot is a terrible thing. But we've made a lot of progress, and we want to keep that momentum going. But it's going to take all of us working together.
We also talked to a mom at today's event. She brought her 10-year-old son with her. She told us events like this one help reinforce her message to stay away from violence. Tomorrow, Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson will be here in Indianapolis. This will be the first time a judge on the High Court has joined a gathering of the Indianapolis Bar. Justice Jackson will join Judge Jane Magnus Stinson from the U.S. District Court of Southern Indiana for a conversation. It's set to begin around noon, and we'll be there, and we'll have coverage for you tomorrow here on Channel 13. Tonight, we want to take a closer look at cuts hitting Boys and Girls Club across the country. A federal funding freeze is the reason for the cuts. Locations here in our city lost out on grant funding that they had been getting for 25 years. So summer camps may be taking place right now, but this fall, they'll no longer serve kids with on-site programming at 5 local schools.
But when you're taking away the funding from all of those locations, it doesn't matter if you're in California or you're in Bloomington. If you don't have that funding, you're not providing, our core principles.
In all, $6 billion for after-school programs and summer camps is now on hold and potentially taken away. The CEO of Boys and Girls Club of America warns that could cause more than 900 clubs across the country to shut down. And now to a building collapse. This in southern Indiana. The mayor of Linton says the back wall of this building fell in and that caused the roof to come down. Thankfully, no one was inside at the time. This building collapse took place on Monday. Crews have been there cleaning debris ever since. The building's owner says he is grateful no one was injured. Investigators are now working to determine the cause of that collapse. Tonight, we're getting fresh insight into work near the construction site at the Henry Street Bridge here in Indianapolis. The excavated land is in the area of Green Lawn Cemetery, which was our city's first cemetery. So far, crews have identified more than 1,100 grave shafts. Those sites are excavated and the contents transferred to a lab at IU Indianapolis. They've also uncovered footwear, jewelry, and other personal items. Work is expected to be complete on the Henry Street Bridge in 2026. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. Tonight, a Bloomington man is back in jail, accused of trying to rape a woman on a walking trail. Court documents say it happened along the B line on July 2nd. A bystander called police after hearing a woman scream for help. Police say they found the woman and the bystander holding 39-year-old Manuel Lopez. Tonight, he's charged with attempted rape and confinement. All of this comes just months after Lopez took a plea deal for a similar case last year. Indiana health officials tonight are confirming a case of measles in Putnam County. This is the first case reported this year in central Indiana and the 9th overall. Health department leaders in Putnam County say this is not an outbreak and the risk to the public is low. Marian University just broke ground on the Riverside Education Innovation District. This project will transform the former Indianapolis Veterans Administration Hospital. It is a $137 million investment over the next 5 years. A Lilly Endowment grant is helping fund it. We're less than a month away from the Indiana State Fair, and tonight we're getting our first look at some of the new attractions for 2025. The theme this year is the soundtrack of summer. Fairgoers can check out a new immersive exhibit celebrating legendary album cover art. Plus, the Big Top Circus and the Wolves of the World are coming to the State Fair. We've got a full rundown of all the events, exhibits, and entertainment on WTHR.com. You can also check it all out on our 13 News app.